Hello survivors, and welcome to another Soulstone Survivors video. In today's video we are going to be playing a beginner build for the Necromancer, so sit back, relax and enjoy the video. For the runes of the build we are going to be playing with Weapon Expert, Reroll Mastery, Efficient Extraction, Multicast Mastery, Critical Mastery, Versatile Strength, and Sure-Footed. Now if you do have 10 out of 10 rune slots or runic power, you can grab yourself Harmony instead of Sure-Footed. For our skill tree, although our character does have skill points, we are going to be leaving it at 0 without using our Ascension. The Ascension is extremely powerful, so if you do want to use it, you are more than welcome to. As long as you have 21 prestige on the character, you will be a-okay, and it will be very powerful, and I do suggest using it, but for the video we are going to not be using it. For our skills, we are going to be hoping and praying that we land up getting the Skeletal Mage and the Skeletal Archers. We are going to be grabbing ourselves Chaos Golem as well as Arcane Power and Bloodlust along with the Skeletal Warriors. Here we are at the beginning of the run. As you can see, we do summon a juicy amount of skeletons. We are going to land up getting rid of Shadow Nova. It is really nice to have in the very beginning because it does keep your skeleton warriors or your skeletal, all your summons healed, at least somewhat, as long as they're within the area around you. However, it also does deal doom damage, so there is some form of damage coming from the skill, and therefore it's not completely useless to us. So we will end up getting rid of it a little bit later, but for now it's going to be doing its job, and we should be a-okay with it. Now as you can see, the Necromancer is actually relatively slow, so some of the upgrades we are going to be looking at are going to be movement speed. We do need that movement speed to keep us out of danger and to make it easier to dodge all the red circles that are going to occur because of Curse 7. Alright, we do have some interesting skills over here, but none of them are what we're looking for. There is the Arcane Power. Of course, if you do have other skills unlocked, you can use them like the Summon Helper Elves, but because this is a beginner build, I am assuming that you haven't done the events yet, which are still available 24/7, 7 days a week to do. You don't have to wait till Easter or till New Year's or till whatever the case may be to unlock any of the events. They are not what's the word I'm looking for. You don't have to have any period of time to have done them. You don't have to wait till December or whatever the case is, or you don't have to roll back your computer's time to do them either. You can do it whenever you want, however you want. Alright, so now we are looking for the skills. There is Bloodlust, thank goodness. We can grab ourselves the Area of Effect over there. Look, Area of Effect's not the most fantastic thing. We don't necessarily need it over here. And we found ourselves an amazing Swift. Now we are going to lock the Area of Effect for Empowering. And that is because, as you can see, Arcane Power and Bloodlust both mention you and nearby allies. Now, if a buff does not mention nearby allies, it does not affect your minions. So buffs like Glacial Affinity does not increase the damage of your allies because it does not mention nearby allies. So we are going to run the Area of Effect over here so that we do have more Area of Effect to help buff more of our summons like our Skeletal Warriors, who aren't always going to be right next to us. So that is going to help us quite a lot. Also, movement speed does benefit our summons as well, especially things like the Skeletal Warriors, who are going to be able to move faster from pack to pack of enemy, but it also benefits things like our Skeletal Mages and Archers, so that when we move ourselves out of the red circles, the Skeletal Mages and Archers will follow us a lot faster, so they won't take that damage that we would, or that they would normally have taken from that Area of Effect. For now, I think we are going to just grab the Chaos Golem. It was supposed to be part of the build anyway, so that we'll have them It's going to be the Skeletal Warriors, the Skeletal Archers, Golem, Skeletal Mage, Bloodlust, and Arcane Power. We are in a good spot. Area of effect is quite useful, especially for the skeletons. I mean, for the Chaos Golem, because it helps with their smash attack. It will have a bigger area of effect and therefore hit more enemies. So do keep that in mind as well, that if you do see some area of effect, you can run it. It will be quite helpful for you. Alright, some movement speed there. We are going to go with the crits. We're going to grab the magnetic. That increased pickup area as well as the XP can come in handy quite a lot. And now we're going to be looking for the elusive skeletal archers. Once we're able to find them, we will be in a very, very good spot, and we'll be able to turn off the skill power thing that shows the skills when we level up, because we will no longer need them because we'll have all the skills that we need for the build. But as you can see already, we're doing some decent damage to the bosses, so we should be in a pretty good spot going forward. Shadow, the Shadow Nova is pretty decent. I mean, Doom is really good if you have a lot of stacks on it, just for seeing that boss completely disappear once you get a certain amount of stacks. Especially if you're playing something like Reap as well, it's going to be really, really good. And also we do have reroll mastery, so every 10 levels that we get, we are going to get a free reroll as well, and that is of course going to help us get the chance to find more shadow archers, which we otherwise wouldn't have without the leveling. So area of effect over there, some cast frequency on multicast chance, which is going to be very good for us. And we've got the Ice Incarnation, not very difficult, especially when you have summons. They do tend to take all of his attention away from you, even though he does do quite a bit of area of effect. So Hypothermia, fantastic. Again, just looking for that skeletal archer. We do have 40% crit chance, so we do need to get more, as minions do benefit from absolutely everything that you do, and you don't have to worry about cast frequency on minions anymore. It used to originally respawn them, and it used to be quite irritating, especially when they were tanking a boss or something like that, and it would de-aggro from the respawn. So now what they did a long time ago, they changed it so that all it does is when you get to recasting the summon skill, all that happens is it heals the current minions that are out there and refreshes duration, or whatever the case may be. So if we have our skeletal warriors, we don't have to worry about them coming back to us and then losing aggro on enemies and bosses and things like that. All we have to do is make sure that they stay alive, which is exactly what's going to happen with that buff. Now again, still no skeletal archers. I'm not going to be using anything that wouldn't necessarily be active for anyone else. We will grab this epic area of effect because it is affecting all three of our skills. We are going to get rid of Shadow Nova, but if we don't get the archers by the time, then it's not going to really make too much of a difference. Also, every time we pick up some unique passive, it is also helping with our versatile strength, which is giving us a lot of damage, which also gives our summons a lot of damage as well. So very carefree build. Summons are always and have always been really fantastic when it comes to dealing with a lot of bosses, especially with the ones with taunting them and keeping them out of your hair, while all you do is focus on dodging all the circles on the floor. So if you are new to the game, or even if you're a veteran and you tend to always get hit by, you know, stray missiles or boss attacks, this is probably a really good build for you to play, to just practice dodging them, especially if the towers are up. Now the towers always spawn at least one every minute, and the longer you take with your run, the more towers they're going to be, and the more area of effects there's going to be for you to dodge, and so on and so forth. So this build really makes it easy for you to try and dodge and stay alive without having to worry about trying to kill things. The killing things comes you know, on its own, and we can just chill there and just focus on the smaller things, like being able to dodge enemy attacks. So it does really do well with that. and keeping you alive and helping you to learn the enemy attacks and things like that as well. So very, very good in terms of beginner builds, and just in terms of, you know, being friendly enough to help us in that way. Alright, area of effect on these skeletal archers is absolutely goated. They deal so much damage when they're able to just stand there and hit things, and not when you land up walking into the void presence and, you know, killing all of your minions. So try not to do that, because that's just silly. As you can see, we landed up killing all of our skeletal mages, and then we just dropped the DPS quite badly. So try and, you know, stay away from the the void presence if possible. Also, getting ourselves increased quantity definitely helps with the harmony damage if you've taken that rune. Otherwise, it just helps with flat out damage completely, because you're going to have more summons, and the more summons means more damage overall, because that's just an extra, I don't know, it becomes quite a lot of damage. I don't know the exact maths, but if each summon did 100 damage, then you're getting that 200 extra damage or 100 extra damage being done per second. So that's quite a lot of damage just off a smaller, you know, just a small amount. You're getting a lot more going there. I don't know how else to say the maths. Obviously, it's a lot more than just 100 damage, but I don't think there's a better way of saying it except for using smaller numbers. Maybe someone that's more, you know, more clever with regards to maths and mathematical equations and things like that can let us know down in the comment section if they want. That would be fantastic. Alright, and then we just chill here in a safe spot, making sure we're dodging all of these red circles and lines, and that's just going to keep us safe. We have killed all 16 bosses. There's only 2 more to go. Well, I say all 16, but we're still busy killing the Fallen King, but he should die very, very soon, as long as we can stay out of his range. And there we go. So we've only got 1 set of bosses left. It's really unfortunate. I know exactly what's going to happen. This always happens, is right at the end we are going to find the skeletal archers as soon as everything's finished. You know, that's just how it always works, how it's always worked. And it's just unfortunate how that's going to happen, but it is what it is. There's not much you can really do about it. It just means if you wanted to go into an overlord cycle or an endless cycle with the minions, then just grab the skeletal archers and do so. Another thing that does make it a lot easier is try and only use your level ups as soon as you've gone through the portal. Now, it's a conspiracy theory, but a few of us have felt that some skills just don't show up during the cycle, and then what happens is there's like a rotation of all the skills, and you will have more chance of finding it on a different cycle or map. So look, there's no proof of this happening, and the developers have denied such things. But there's still a little bit of conspiracy theory going on over there, where a lot of us are thinking that some skills, you know, if you're not getting them during your first cycle, you aren't going to find them unless you banish a couple of skills, whatever the case may be, or have a whack ton of rerolls. But if you don't, then the chances are you'll probably find them at a different a cycle a lot quicker or a lot easier compared to the cycle 0 run. So a good example will be that of our skeletal archers. Right now we can't find them, but if we gave it the next cycle, we'll probably find them, and a lot quicker as well compared to what we've seen here. I mean, 66 levels and we haven't seen a single skeletal archer, so it's just really weird. Alright, get debilitating plague. That's pretty decent. A lot of doom coming up now. You can already see the boss's hells there as soon as we got that poison to doom. Just how much doom landed up being applied to the bosses, and how much quicker we were able to kill them. So that was our Curse 7 run on a Necromancer. 9 minutes 16 seconds, not bad for having no skill tree available to us. Again, you will just need about 20 prestige on the Necromancer to get to have the skeletal warriors and the skeletal mages and archers. But as you can see, you only really need the mages, the golems and your warriors, and you're going to be in a good spot. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.